Hey everyone, Nick Griot, Griot's Garage. Today we're going to bring some new life back to these old leather seats that we pulled out of our 1969 Tomaso Mangusta project. And we're going to be able to keep the original leather seats that we pulled out of it, but they do need some reconditioning. So I'm going to show you how to clean, rejuvenate, and protect your leather and bring it back to life. Due to the age of them, we know that they've just got a lot of caked on dirt, and we're going to go right after it and clean it with interior cleaner and a soft bristled horsehair brush. So I'm going to spray the surface that I intend to clean. Again, I'm being a little more liberal just because I know there's a bunch of stuff sitting in here. Getting the entire seat surface, letting that sit in a little bit. And then I'm going to go back and forth using the same principles that I would use with any other process, just to ensure that I get every single space. Trying to work down in the seams as much as possible and probably reapply more product. This seat is taking a lot of interior cleaner with it. Again, while I was cleaning this seat, I went back and forth and up and down, going against the grain, just trying to agitate, pull that dirt as much as I could. And again, compared to the seat we haven't cleaned, we're seeing a lot of dulling. That is the true nature of the leather under the dirt that was there. And as you can see from the condition of this towel, we pulled a lot of dirt off of there. This just ensures that there's nothing in between the seat and the conditioner that we're about to apply. Next step, Leather Rejuvenator. Now, Leather Rejuvenator is our most oil-rich leather product. It is not something you just lay down and jump right in the car and go away without getting some of the oils that are supposed to absorb into the leather onto your butt. So we're going to let this set up. We're going to show you a time lapse of it setting up, but I'll show you how to lay it down. We're going to use a blue detail sponge and apply it directly to the sponge. Because this is a really thick gel, there's absolutely no point throwing it down onto the seat. So, very soft foam, don't really have to worry about covering everything. Then I'm just going to work from the outside in, kind of framing it like I was painting a house. So basically all I'm trying to do right now is spread it out thinly and evenly, much like I'm applying wax. I don't want to have any particular buildup, but I'm focusing on the seams and really getting everything evenly. Some people like to work in a crosshatch pattern, again, much like waxing, just to ensure that they're covering everything and spreading it out thinly and evenly. But these seats are so porous and sucking this thing up right away, I can tell where I've been and where I still need to go. So as we already knew, these seats were very, very thirsty and in need of some rejuvenation. In fact, the lower portion of the seat, which I applied just before the back portion of the seat, has already absorbed all the Leather Rejuvenator, which I can establish by pulling my hand across and seeing that none of the product comes up on the glove. However, I am going to lay down one more coat, and then we're going to let it set up, and I'll show you the time lapse of it absorbing into the seat. So we've applied about 3 layers of Leather Rejuvenator to the seat, and this third layer isn't absorbing quite as much as the previous 2. That's when you know that the leather has absorbed about as much as it can take. And again, we've seen a return of the pliability and the natural color of that leather as it was dyed from the factory. So with this excess Leather Rejuvenator that has not soaked in, I'm just going to use an interior cloth and wipe up the excess. Now that we've removed that excess Leather Rejuvenator that wasn't absorbed, again, that was our 3rd coat we applied to the seat, there is a stark contrast between the original seat, which is glossy and definitely not pliable, versus what we've got is a nice satin, natural look and a very pliable leather system that has come back to life. To keep these seats looking like this, we're going to stay in the leather care family using either our leather care gel or leather care spray. That is purely a matter of preference for you. They both have light cleaning capabilities and are great leather conditioners. However, if you do have a perforated system, you might want to stay with leather care spray. For more information on any of the leather products that I use in this video, be sure to visit griotsgarage.com. If you want to see more of this Tomaso Mangusta project as it comes together, follow us on Instagram or subscribe on YouTube. Thank you for watching, and as always, have fun in your garage.